Hello, my name is Chevalier, and welcome back for another episode of Hurrahs as German Empire. In previous episode, I believe we captured a little bit more in Uganda, and then we decided to jump into a war to fight the French again. I mean, it's been a few years since we had our previous war, and the Belgians, of course, jumped in on that one, so I think this is going to be an interesting war. If we do win, we'll be getting the French Gabon, which then cleans up the borders over here a little bit for our Congo colony. So that would be quite handy, and then after that, this is probably going to take a little while, so our infamy will hopefully drop during this war, and then we might be able to do a bit more expansion down here. Empty pockets. Right, reactionary movement. You know what? I don't mind if they start losing a bit more support. So overall, we've got 255 battalions on our side, so I guess there's a bit of Spanish battalions. I've got a good 260 battalions in here myself, and the enemy's got 250. I think if the enemy is going to be advancing, which I don't know if there will be. There will be, some of them at least. So we can hold on for a little while. And then once we defeated them a few times, we have a sufficient manpower advantage. We'll go ahead and attack against them. We could always just use the main army, of course, to do a naval landing this time around. They've got still the fleet over there, which is potential issue. Or we could try to land behind the Belgian front. They don't have that much of a fleet. That's actually not a terrible idea, but of course we're not going to start the war yet, or the landings yet. The war needs to start first. And we'll see how well we can defeat them on the front line first, and then go from there, let's just say. Oh, Finnish Communist Revolt. Alright then, I mean, it is almost 1917 or 1918. I guess it would be 1918 for the historical stuff. But it's not exactly where I thought it would be. And so it begins. Now, is the enemy... Let's actually slow down to speed 3, because there's probably going to be a lot of things moving about. So the enemy is potentially... I think they are attacking towards us. We might have a little bit of troops on our side that are trying to attack. I'm actually not entirely sure, now that I think of it. Pretty sure that my generals are set to be defending. There must be some of the enemy armies that are trying to attack. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's actually us attacking them. Oh. Oh, what's this then? Ranger wants, open British market if we attack them in the ongoing diplomatic play against Britain. No, I'm kind of stuck in a war right now, so we're going to have to declare neutrality on that. I believe that's in the... Yeah, it's down here in South Africa. Oh, right, and I suppose one thing that I could do... I can mobilize this, and... Oh no, that front doesn't exist yet. Now, Congo, could I... No, I could annex it, but I don't really want to annex you right now. Overlord actions... enforce military access. Increase the liberty side, but that's fine. Go ahead and capture Congo, so that's at least my war goal done. And there's a bit of fighting going on in Spain as well. So how's the... Oh, right, there's a massive French attack going on. Oh, and they are taking heavy casualties there, my friend. Unfortunately, we're taking fairly heavy casualties on our attack in Champagne as well, but they've got 2 attacks against us, which we're defending quite successfully. Resource boom. Oh, yes. I'll take a bit more throughput on our resource production. Thank you very much. Yeah, so if we now have a look at the losses already in this war, our side has taken about almost 150,000, and they've taken about 190,000, or thereabouts, so there's a bit of advantage on us. Of course, with the battles going on our front line, they're probably going to be victories soon enough. The recent unstable political environment in German Empire has proven attractive to political exiles and stateless people who have begun to congregate in the coffee houses of Berlin. So we get a bit more prestige, a bit more radicals from political movements. I mean, most of the movements aren't really that radical, so it probably wouldn't be that bad. Yes, I'd say they're welcome to join the Sea of Voices. Now, if we have a look at the... Okay, so the attack is definitely failing, but those 2 defenses of the... on our side are going really well, and we got already about 60,000 men advantage on the front line. Maybe not quite that much, but it's pretty close to it. And what's this? Egypt wants a trade agreement. Oh, do we actually have a embassy with them already? I forget. Not yet, no. I could try to get a defensive back with them. to then maybe eventually invite them in, because they are actually not that far from us, diplomatically speaking. I mean, if need be, we could always just sell them some of the areas down here. Maybe not right now, but if they do join in, then we could perhaps be open for something like that. I could always just, I don't know, guarantee in their independence or something. That's going to give us a lot of leverage over them. Let's actually have a look. Our leverage is still pretty small comparatively, but I think it is going to be growing. Of course, they are a fairly large nation, relatively speaking, anyway. Oh, Haiti is in default already. Oh dear. Although that's, is that the enemy side? Oh. Oh dear, did we? Yeah, we lost a general. I'm just going to go ahead and... You know what, Ludendorff? I'm going to promote you. You'll take control of that army. Keep everything under control. So there's the Senegal-Mauritania front. Oh, I don't have troops there. Well, I'm going to be clearing out Gabon in a moment, and then I'm going to send the army down that way. This is almost... Oh, right, that's what there. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. I'm going to go ahead and take this small army. And send it down to... I guess we're going to send it over there. String wants a Drake Ribbon, sure. And did we? Yes, we did just capture that. So this is going to be heading to the Sahara front line. I should probably make sure that the unit is on the defensive side first. Same with the other army. We'll go from there, but oh, there we go. We're sinking a whole lot of enemy convoys. There's a bit of naval combat going on as well, but I think we're actually doing fairly good on both of those. Well, actually, we're not in part on either one of them, I don't think. Attack against the enemy is still, yeah, it's not going too well. We are retreating controlledly. Or we have a controlled retreat, so we're not taking too many losses in this. So there's still the Mauritania-Senegal front, which we have an army heading in there. Of course, it's still mobilizing at the same time, so that's going to take a while. Can I actually... Hold on a minute. Mobilizations of supplies. Let's go the extra supplies and luxurious supplies. Get the supplements, so we'll get the morale recovery going up. No, you know what? Actually, I'm just going to do it through here. Going to be a bit faster. So which army is that? That's the 13th. Right, we'll get you some machine gunners as well. That's going to reduce your organization a little bit further. But I'm willing to take that risk. Also... we had the main army, I believe. Yeah, this one, which is not currently in combat. I'm going to put the motorized reconnaissance there. I'm also going to be switching the rail transportation to truck transport to be somewhat more effective. And that, since that is not mobilized, we're going to wait for a little while for its organization to increase, and then we could perhaps try to do a bit of a landing over here in Normandy or something, and then just quickly march into Paris, perhaps. So we had our first battle that we lost. Or the first attack that we lost, but the enemy numbers are now looking... Yeah, we've got about 50, 60,000 more than they do. Still not quite as sufficient, I reckon, but if we can just keep defeating as much of their troops as possible, losses for them are going to be very substantial, I would say. And once our troops get into the front lines over here in Africa, we might be able to at least hold the enemy back, or start pushing them even back to their territories. Remains to be seen, I suppose, but yeah, so we've got, yeah, that's another victory in Lorraine, excellent. We've still got the 60,000 men advantage, so I'm going to go ahead and take the 100 Battalion Army. Let's see, do we have, anyone that has, yeah, Osselman is an offensive planner, so you're going to start advancing the front. Because what I should really do is, have a look in here. Of our armies, which ones are going to be... I think Hindenburg is, yeah, he's an offensive planner as well, so we're going to put you to advance front. Everyone else can stay on the defense for now. But that way we can start pushing them back potentially. I don't know if we'll be winning too many combats yet, but I suspect that we'll slowly start whittling their strength down. I suppose it might also be time to mobilize this army now. It's still probably going to have a bit of a reduced organization. It's currently 65%. It will be improving slowly. But then what we can do is we can start preparing the landings into... Oh, we've got a naval combat in here, and well, we do have plunder. We do have the numbers advantage in that battle, so I think we will be successfully defeating the enemy fleet there. Potentially pushing them back. But I do want to do a landing into Normandy and then just go for Paris. I will designate that as a main target there. Oh, Oh my goodness, our attack might actually be successful here. The enemy has less manpower now than we do. Now, admittedly, having a really effective offensive planner and all that is helping. Oh, Heidi is once again in default. Ooh, the poor visibility is not going to be helping us right now, but I suspect that the enemy is still going to be taking quite a good amount of losses. It's going to be a costly battle nonetheless. I think that's the gist of it. We've got another combat in here, a bit smaller one, led by, I think this is Hindenburg. Yeah, that is Hindenburg, actually. So I suspect that we might get another victory. So if we get both of these as victories, that'd be brilliant. They've got a bit of troops stationed in Normandy. How's the organization? It's 83%. Right, it's time to go and do a naval invasion. Go for Normandy. I'll put in the, you know what, the second German fleet will do. Well, we should have fairly good effectiveness. If we can manage to do the land navy, we can then send or activate the conscripts of that army as well. Yeah, it looks like at least the southern battle is going... Oh yeah, I think we're going to win both of these battles. I don't suppose there's any other combats right now. No, I think it's just those two. Well, of course, there's battles in Africa and all that, which... Are we actually defending? I think... Ooh, there's a bit of a counterattack going on. That might be going quite nicely. Stalled naval invasion. Alright then. We haven't begun yet. They've got a fleet in there. I suppose what I could do is I'm going to go ahead and send in... Is this... Yeah, you're on the intercepting order. I'm going to send you down there to give a bit of a naval support for this. And then perhaps we can go ahead and do the landing. They don't... Oh, yeah, the army over here is not in a good shape. We got for the 30 battalions overall, I guess. But yeah, it's not too bad. And yes, the battle in Wallonia is definitely going to be a victory. And looks like the battle in Liège is also going to be a victory. Or, I suppose... No, actually, yeah, they're both in Wallonia, aren't they? We might be getting quite a bit of territories in here, actually. I think at least, you know, 30, maybe 40%. Could even be 50. Oh, the first battle was towards Champagne, actually. Never mind. Well, the one in Wallonia is also going to be a victory. And then we've got another combat that started in here. It's our vassal that is doing the fighting for the... Well, I think it's actually our army is mostly doing the fighting there. But the vassals, or the... Dominion, I suppose, what Senegal is still to us. Their leader is the one doing the attacking, or being in charge, which is not really going according to plan, I'm afraid. We've got another massive combat in here. This might not go quite as well. Perhaps, ooh. Our first attempt at the landing is starting. We do have a bit of a numbers advantage in the combat right now. It depends a lot on how good rolls we get, because it's going to be pretty close still. But I wouldn't mind getting a bit of pressure in there. Now, I do control my war goal. I suspect that the French, I don't think their war support can go below 0 yet, because now it's the war reparation, so the capital needs to be conquered. How is the battle going down here in the Far East? They haven't lost anything. Now, back to the front at hand. Yeah, so I think the first landing... oh, well, no, they're exhausted. That's probably going to be pretty bad. And the careful maneuver on the enemy side. So I think that's going to be potentially up to 3 simultaneous losses for us. That is unfortunate. Oh, well, there's defense that we're definitely winning at least. Enemy's going to be taking huge losses there. But I suppose overall we're still pretty strong. Invasion is still stalled. Oh. Yeah, that's still... I suppose there is the enemy fleet in here. I suspect that we'll be probably pushing those out fairly quickly. Yeah, there we go. We caught the Belgian fleet. With a good 40 flotillas. I think this is the Royal Fleet, isn't it? Yes, it is, actually. There we go. So that's going to be probably sinking quite a few of the ships. At least pushing them away. There we are. Glorious victory. And there we go. We've taken a third of Normandy already. We still need to do another 2 victories in there. And the enemy has brought in more and more troops, unfortunately, which is not looking too great for us. I suspect, yeah, we're going to lose some of the provinces, all areas that we conquer in here. But our defense is still very effective against the enemy, let's just say. Oh, there's quite a big attack, but the enemy's going to be taking... Oh, wow, yeah, we've got about twice the defense compared to the offense. Now, admittedly, they do have a plunder, and we've got good visibility. It does definitely play a bit of a part on all of that. But I think this is going to be fairly simple victory for us. Oh, and my goodness, we got so much money. I'm just going to go ahead and reduce the taxes. We've got 71 million characters, and that's going to then, of course, improve the standard of living a bit further, so the war isn't going to be quite as punishing for the population. That is the, yeah, we've still got 38. I think we're currently waiting for the army to be back in strength before we do another combat, and we did catch that Belgian fleet once more, I think. Well, that's now pushed away. So there's not really much of a naval support for all of that. Ooh, Hungary is now a new Kaiser. The Frederick Wilhelm von Hohenzollern, I guess died. So what is... Ah, right, so... Ooh. Heinrich is part of the petty bourgeoisie, so the landowners might finally be irrelevant. Interesting. I mean, they're not irrelevant quite yet, but I think they will be losing a lot of their boost there. But they do have a lot of wealth. Wealthy landowners. Right, and we've got... Yeah, this attack is not going to go all that well. Although the Battle of Wallonia might actually be a victory. Yeah, there we go. Well, that's a surprise. How much do we have? 54% there already. The battle in Champagne, on the other hand, was not that great. We do still have 15%. I don't think that's going to be quite sufficient. And, ooh, this is quite a bit of enemy troops over here. That's going to be a loss in Normandy. Oh, and we've got... Oh, right, because, of course, our current ruler is not even nearly as popular. Don't suppose we need the thing in Nile anymore, do we? There's 50,000 in population. I think it's growing now quite nicely. I think the standard of living isn't too shabby either. 17.5. I'm going to go out and remove the greener grass campaign. That's at least going to remove a little bit of that, and then we'll maybe stop the automobile tax. Reduces the profit a tiny bit. Maybe we'll actually need to do the same for coffee. Admittedly, I've got a few other decrees that I could remove, but it's mostly in places where I have already loads and loads of buildings for that, so it would have quite an impact on the economy. Oh, Heidi is actually the leading defender over here in Lorraine. That's a little bit surprising, I suppose. But it's, of course, mostly our troops that are actually doing the fighting, and they are doing it quite well. And now we are not far from getting the Dreadnoughts. 3 more months, we'll get that, and after that, I believe it's the NCO training, and then the Stormtroopers, then military aviation, and a few other things. So we'll be getting pretty much top-notch military units soon enough. I mean, I suppose there's still going to be a little bit of room for improvement, but it's not that bad. Okay, but yeah, our attacks over here on the main front line aren't really going too well. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to the generals that we set to attack for a while to defensive front as much as possible, so we can hold on to what we have right now and have the enemy waste their manpower again for a while. Oh, in Mauritania we discovered some oil. Now, how's the situation in Africa looking like? Ooh, we have actually retaken a decent bit of ground. Of course, not massive amounts yet, but I suspect that overall our troops are actually doing quite a bit of good work on reclaiming the areas. We've got 2 armies in there, so yeah, that's not too bad, actually. If we can retake that, that'd be good. Yeah, that attack is still a failure. How's the battle over here in Normandy? That's going to be another failure. Well, actually, that is the first loss right now, but yeah, that's still going to be going rather badly. Looks like, oh, yeah, the Spanish are actually doing pretty well over here in Iberia. So the French are going to be losing all of that, and that means that the Spanish might be able to attack elsewhere. Oh, like in Wallonia, by the looks of it. We've got a lot of troops helping the Allies attack there, but at least I can focus on keeping my armies on the defensive side. And then, let's actually have a look. The front. So there's these 3 combats. Our side is attacking in 2 of them and defending in 1 of them. The defense is going really well, but the attacks not so much. Manpower-wise, oh dear. We do have a small advantage, but both sides have lost quite a bit of troops. Now, to be fair, did we have... No, we don't have too many troops. I mean, we could activate some conscripts, of course, in a pinch. But right now, I think just defending the front line is going to be more than enough. Now, looks like, yeah, we did lose a little bit of progress in Normandy. The enemy still got a lot of troops in there. I suspect that... Oh, wait, no. No, we don't have even nearly enough troops. I might have to go ahead and just cancel this invasion. I can move in the fleet back to... Oh, Belgium stepped out. Well, there we go. I'm going to move the fleet back in here to do some more convoy raiding, to reduce the enemy strength as much as possible. But now that it's just the French that we're fighting... Yeah, it is actually just the French. We should be able to do quite good in here. They've still got a... Oh, they would be taking white peas now. But I want my Gabon. Of course, how bad is the enemy army now? They've still got about 600 battalions total. Wait, no, that's our side. They've got 300 battalions. So overall, I've actually got more of just the regular units. So how strong is the enemy front then? We've got 50,000 men versus our 85,000. Of course, that doesn't include the potential swarm of... well, I wouldn't say swarm, but the influx of Spanish troops from here later on. And the more that I can just hold back the offenses over here on the front line, the better it's going to be. Oh, Algeria is in default. Well, that's not good. They might be wanting to take the peace deal sooner then. Which might mean that I won't be getting my Gabon in this war. But 5 weeks for the Dreadnoughts, we'll be having those in no time. I've still got a few more units in here. They don't have too much. Of course, we've got the 30 battalions in here. I'm just going to let them regain strength. Slowly but surely. And then we're going to send this to start attacking on the front line. Because these have the motorcycle recos and all that. So if we do use this army to take land, then we'll be taking a lot more at a time. I do actually have a few more battalions that I have yet to activate. So how's the situation? Oh, there we go. We're taking the land in... Oh, right. Belgian Senegal was over there. So how's the battle in here? Oh, yeah. Our forces are pushing into Sahara. Very good. We'll be able to hopefully take all of this. And then maybe occupy basically all of North... Well, the French North Africa. Although it might not actually be possible. There's no connection between Sahara and in Morocco, for example. And then Oran over here is kind of blocking the path in between. There we go. Spanish have been almost fully victorious in Catalonia. Not quite yet, but they are getting really close to that. Oh, and this might actually be a successful attack from us. It looks like... Oh yeah, our side is actually starting to make some gains. How much do we have now? We've got 15,000 men on the main army. I'm gonna let it wait here until we have, like, I don't know, 20. Oh, and there's the Dreadnoughts. Aha! Solidify technological advance completed. There's one of the... Or another one of the hegemony goals here. So I think what I'm actually gonna do... I'm not too worried about the... Oh, right, I don't... Yeah, I can't actually upgrade these two Dreadnoughts. The two different... I mean, okay, we'll just worry about that later. We don't have any Dreadnoughts yet then, but we'll, after the war, we'll probably do a bit of changing the Ironclads to the Dreadnoughts. Oh my goodness, we've got 20.1 average standard of living now, and we're still only number 2. So is Navarra still... Yeah, they got 20.7. Alright then. Well, the small nations tend to have a bit easier time increasing their standard of living. A lot smaller population. Of course, the economy is then also usually quite a bit smaller. Ooh, okay, this might be a loss down there into Franche-Comté. And the battle in Champagne seems to be a loss as well. But I'm just going to try to keep my troops on the defensive for now. I mean, overall, if we have a look at the numbers, we do have an advantage of about 27,000 right now. Which, you know, they've got 70,000, so it's about 1/3 over their army size total. And of course, we're sinking some of their convoys in here. Which, where's the Royal Fleet? I want you, which the raid convoys, and I want you to move into the Bay of Biscay. Because that's going to be probably hitting their economy really hard. And thus their economy will start collapsing. Hopefully, at least. Oh. Right, France is trying to invade somewhere. I don't know if they'll succeed. They might actually succeed in that. Oh yeah, that's not looking too great. Robber discovered in Congo Equator. Unregulated automobiles. Due to spate of accidents, there have been caused regular automobiles. Stricter laws make safer streets. Motor industry building throughput goes down. Industrialist approval goes down. People merely need to adjust. Industrialist approval goes up. Or automobiles should have the right of way. No, I think stricter laws will make safer streets. I think that's going to be alright. I mean, we'll lose a bit of engines and automobiles and all that, but I think that's going to be still manageable. They got... Oh, right, that's actually several armies over there. But yeah, the French do have a lot of troops in here. Our side is attacking... Oh, that plunder is not going to give us any favors. But as I suspect, overall, we still might win this battle. Especially, you know, if we can get rid of the plunder and get something good in there. I think it might be time for us to send this army to the front line now. It's start advancing towards Paris, because we definitely need to get in there. Ooh, there we go. I think if we... Well, I suppose... Do we have another battle in here? Yeah, we do. Don't have a huge amount of troops, though, and I suspect that the... Well, we've got a little bit of our troops there. But not in a very high strength, unfortunately. I suppose the average offense is still pretty low. Doesn't look like it's getting much better either. That's unfortunate. But I suppose... Oh, yeah, there we go. The battle for Chaumont is definitely going to be a victory. And the enemy is actually taking more casualties than we have. But if we don't factor in the demoralized troops, but like the more permanent casualties, let's just say. Oh. Right, so Austria... Oh, right, Austria is fighting another... Or being called into a war on the side of Hurrahs. Don't think I'm going to be needed in there. And yeah, our troops in Franche-Comté aren't really doing all that well. But I suspect that the attack over here, yeah, that's definitely going to be a victory. Now, especially with the pursuit, they are going to be taking a lot of losses. Mostly demoralized losses, mind you, but it's still pretty useful. And we started sinking a lot of the French convoys. I do actually wonder, how is their convoy situation, or GDP in general? Is that, yeah, it's taken a bit of a hit here. Can't really say the same for our GDP. It's actually still growing. I mean, it's already 370 million, so that's pretty respectable, I would say. I do like seeing the numbers go up. Oh. Oh, we got an obligation from Papal States. Is there something that I could actually do with that? I could absolve the obligation, which means that the relations with them go even higher. We've got already fairly good relations. I think I might actually still do that. I don't really, I just want to sort of support. Although at this point, maybe it's time to stop the bankrolling. It's going to save us a little bit of money, and maybe, you know, it might have some reason to join in with the two Sicilies, and then Italy might form, and then we can start buddying up with Italy. Although I suppose it could be that they still need to get Austria out of Italy before they can form. If I remember correctly, it's not actually going to be an easy one. If I give them a bit of support, then maybe it is possible, but yeah, beyond that, it might be pretty difficult. Now, this is going to be a bit of a close battle by the looks of it. They got slightly better... Oh, is this the... Right, that's Moltke. That's part of the main army. Yeah, we're taking quite a heavy casualties. We've got a decent bit of troops. Ooh, that exhaust is going to be pretty bad. I mean, they got the surprise maneuver, which is causing a lot of morale damage. Even though we haven't really taken that much morale damage yet, but we're taking the other casualties quite a bit in here. And that is starting to wear us down. Now, it's still possible for us to win this battle, mind you. And how's the battle down here in the south? Oh, yeah, that's going to be probably a victory. Oh, it's definitely going to be a victory, actually. And how is the numbers total in this front? Ooh, we've got almost twice the manpower. Okay, well, that's going to be pretty effective then. Ooh, that plunder is pretty bad. I mean, we've still got advantage of about 8,000 men in there. And that means about 50% over what they have. So I think we can still win this, but it's going to be costly by the looks of it. It's definitely going to be costly. I do wonder if we can actually end the war by November, or 11th of November 1918. That'd be quite symbolic. Although, maybe a little bit ahistorical. In the sense that we're not going to be losing this war. Belgium's no longer being occupied, although they were briefly. Very briefly, mind you, in this war, but yeah, they stepped out of the war pretty quickly. There we go, so actually this was a victory. We had more than 20,000 men more at the end than they did, and we started only with about 8,000 advantage, so that was actually really good. How much do we control of Champagne? We've got 54% already. Oh. We've of course got the battle down here towards Franche-Comté, which I don't know. No, we haven't actually captured any of that yet. But the enemy armies are definitely losing a lot of strength. They've got maybe 100,000 men in there, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, we've got about 200 also. So we're definitely, oh, and pasteurization is spreading. Oh, that's quite handy. Right, but I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like or subscribe if you haven't already. Also got the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.